So I've noticed that a lot of women are starting to hate on incels on TikTok a lot. It's really been going rampant on TikTok a lot after BP, incels, all this stuff, Lix Maxing. After all this stuff became mainstream, women are they're kind of like the worst version of a cornball. Like even a male cornball is funnier than a female who's into the BP or into the black pill, into all this looks maxing stuff. It's so annoying, bro. So I was watching this video, right? And it said, well, it was this video of this cat, and it was like hissing, and the text over it says, "When he's uncut," and then it had like 40K likes, and then all in the comments they were trying to hate on guys. They were trying to be like, oh, they're cute in a friend way. They were trying to do that kind of thing. But the crazy thing is, women were the whole reason why these incel groups on licksmax.org, a lot of other places like 4chan or something. I don't know. I don't really go on those places much anymore. But the reason these guys started hating women so much, they turned into misogynists. Before they were just incels, involuntarily celibate. Then the women turned them into misogynists. They became misogynistic after the women essentially ruined their lives. It's like with Adam and Eve. Once Adam and Eve were sent to Earth, or I think after they ate the apple, God revealed to them that they were naked, and they got all insecure and scared, and they tried to cover themselves. No, it's because they ate the fruit of knowledge, yeah. After they ate the fruit of knowledge, they became aware they were naked. And it's like that. If these guys were never around anybody, or around nice, caring people, they would never know they were ugly. They would never know. They can maybe look, but they would think everybody's different. They would never know they're ugly. But these women, look at them like the fruit of knowledge. They show these guys that they're ugly, that they're short. And that's something you have to live with. You have to live with being short. You have to live with being ugly. And could you imagine just like you spend 30 years of your life, you think, oh, everybody's different, everybody, it's all about personality, it's all about confidence, and then a woman just destroys you by showing you how ugly and short you are? Imagine how like deafening that would be to everything you had ever thought. Everything about confidence, about personality, it'll all be out the window, it'll all be gone. And that's what a lot of these women do. So you can imagine how these guys, these average guys with average or below average intelligence would interpret that. They would see them as evil for doing this to them. They revealed that they were not who they thought they were. They revealed the world they truly live in. And most people have to go through that revelation. But yeah, it's just terrible. And then that's why they hate the women. That's why they become misogynists. They were never misogynists. Women made them misogynists. And then after it all blew up, they were saying, oh, why are these guys so mean to us? Like they haven't ruined so many guys' lives and haven't been so hypergamous. And the whole hypergamy shit, bro. It's like even saying the word now feels like brain rot. It like actually feels like brain rot using it. That's how so fucking stupid it's become. Sorry for cussing. But that's how stupid it's become. But yeah, all these guys are now misogynists because of the women. But anyway, like I was saying, after all this hypergamy, after all these hypergamous acts they've been doing, you really realize like how immature they are. Like I honestly believe women don't mature. They just grow up, but they don't mature, if that makes sense. They get bigger and they get older, but they never mature. They always have this like kind of selfish victim mindset mentality. If they're stressed, they're going to take it on somebody else. And then they're going to feel bad for it and then blame the person for making them feel bad. That's how they operate. That's how they work. When a guy is stressed, he just wants everything to be quiet. He just wants to be quiet. That's how it is. You ever look at like a married couple that's not happy? It's always they're fighting together. The guy is quiet, or the woman is fighting with the guy. That's the only scenarios where they're both fighting, or the woman is fighting, and the guy is quiet. There would have to be a really crazy scenario for like the guy would literally have to be abusing her, like beating her, and she'd have to be like incredibly unique, I should say. She'd have to be incredibly unique for those certain circumstances to come. She'd have to be young too. Yeah, if she was young and the guy was abusing her, I could see where those scenarios would play out. But that's less than 10% of all abusive dating, like relationships. That's less than 10% of all relationships. It's pretty rare. And it's probably more. If you go look that up online, it's probably gonna tell you I'm lying or that I'm retarded or something. It's probably gonna tell you that I'm wrong. It probably will. I don't know. But most relationships are they're both fighting, or the woman is fighting with the guy who just wants to be quiet. And I've seen that a lot recently, especially on TikTok. The women, she'll stay home, not do anything, and then when the guy gets home from his 9 to 5, he'll have to cook and clean. And I saw this video. It was this girl saying, "Oh, he just came back from his 9 to 5, and now he's cooking me dinner because I didn't marry a loser." Like, come on, bro. What even is that? And these women, bro, they're just so cruel. If you scrutinize women in any way, they'll all gang up you. They'll all gang up on you like a group of hyenas. They'll find anything that they can attack and they'll attack it. They never take accountability or have this like openness. They never have that. They're always on the right side. And then if you discriminate or do anything to them, then they just straight up attack you. And there's no wiggle room to that. I've never seen any other thing happen. That's always how it is. And then they bring up stuff. They they'll gaslight themselves into believing something else happened. They'll bring up stuff you did as like a joke, like a day ago. Okay, I was talking to this girl, right, and I made a joke. It was like I don't know. I just said something crazy like, "Oh, this place is so boring. I wanna sewer slide." You know, sewer slide. I'm talking about sewer slides. You know, sewer. You get what I mean. But I said that, and she like, that's funny. And then the next day, I kid you not, she told the counselor like, "Oh, he made me talk about saying that." And it was like crazy. And she used that against me. And then they brought us both into the thing. I don't know why. I always think, aren't those things supposed to be anonymous? Yeah, but anyway, they brought us both to the thing to talk it out. Oh yeah, I know why. They didn't say who it was, but they just brought us to talk it out. I don't know. My school's retarded. This isn't like middle school. But we were talking it out, and then she started getting like the victim mentality. She's like, "Oh, my brother did that to him, so how would you say that?" And like literally yesterday, she was laughing at it. I don't know, bro. It's just weird. Very weird. Um. Also, I've noticed there's a lot of false confidence in women. Women especially, they're not confident at all. They'll say, "Oh, I'm super confident. I believe in myself." Like, if a woman, on a scale of 1 to 100, if she was proven to be a 50, she would rate herself a 70. And then they say, "Oh, I'm confident." That's not confident. Confident is being assured of yourself. Like, how sure are you that you can curl 200 pounds? Most people say, "Oh, I don't think I can do that. Oh, I'm very not sure." So on a scale of 1 to 100, do you think you can curl 100 pounds? 100 being you can definitely curl 100 pounds, 0 being, or 1 being you cannot curl 100 pounds. Like, how sure are you that you can curl this 100 pounds? If a woman couldn't curl that 100 pounds and she said she could, that would be arrogance. That would be false confidence. If a woman said she couldn't curl 100 pounds and she couldn't, that would be confidence. She was confident she wasn't going to lift a weight. She was confident she wasn't going to be able to curl the weight. That's confidence. She was confident that she wasn't going to be able to do it. The woman who said she's not going to be able to do it has more confidence than the woman who said she was going to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, this was a quick little video, something that I noticed. Oh, and I like to say that all incels are not misogynists. Yes, incels can be misogynistic, but incels includes disabled people, people with Down syndrome, people who are missing limbs, asexual people. These people have or cannot have intercourse. Well, asexual people probably can, but they just don't want to. They're voluntarily celibate. Yeah, never mind. But still, with Down syndrome people, physically or mentally disabled people, that includes incels. Those people are incels. They are included in as incels. You might not think they are an incel, but would you say those people are misogynistic? No. Because incels are not misogynistic. Incels are just people who are involuntarily celibate. Misogynists are not incels. Incels are not misogynists. If there were a misogynist that is an incel, I guarantee you he's not an incel because he's misogynist, if that makes sense. Alright, well, I'll see you guys later.